So with that, I will invite Ms. Tarshina Armstrong, Director for Diversity, Marketing, and Development for General Motors, to come join me on the stage.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Tarshina. As I just mentioned, NABOB was chosen as one of the first companies to receive a grant from the GM Incubator program. So I am here happy to introduce Tarshina so she can tell you about the program and about what GM is doing. All yours.
Hello, my name is Tarshina Armstrong, and I am the Director of Diversity Marketing and Development for General Motors, and I'm responsible for what I call earning cultural capital for GM and our family of brands, and also responsible for our human capital development program to ensure that our internal marketing employees have the foundational skill sets to be modern marketers. But I'm really excited to be here today because the NABOB family, I'm going to call them family, it's near and dear to my heart because we've been actually speaking with this team for over a year, maybe year and a half, just curating what could be with the Incubator Fund, leaning into what were some of the levers that were needed to help scale their organization, and we're finally here at this point. So I think actually last year, our CEO, Mary Barra, announced that NABOB would be the first recipient of this program at the virtual conference, and to see it come full circle and actually see the fruits of our labor is awesome. To give you all information about our Incubator Fund, it came at a very challenging time at General Motors, a very vulnerable time, and our leadership really came up with the opportunity to say, what can we do to be better? At GM, we have this mantra of being the most inclusive company in the world. And on one spectrum, it's the partners that we work with, and also our pipeline development. So when we say we want to be the most inclusive company in the world, it really comes from our deeds. And the Incubator Fund is a part of those deeds. We have a little short clip to show. We host what we call a diverse-owned media summit. This is the second year that we hosted the summit, and I encourage all of you to join us next year for the summit. But our CMO, Deborah Wall, as well as Heather Stewart, and I think Heather is here, were really the masterminds of creating this summit and all of the things that come behind ensuring that GM was transparent in our goals to increase scale within the marketing and media ecosystem. So if we could roll that video, and it's a short clip, it'll give an overview of what the Incubator Fund is and how we announced to the world that NABOB was going to be our first of many that will receive some of our grants. During the first year on our road to equity, we developed plans for GM's diverse-owned Incubator Fund. As our diverse-owned media ecosystem continues to expand and strengthen, the fund supports sustainable growth for diverse-owned media and marketing organizations and initiatives. I am happy to announce that GM's diverse-owned Incubator Fund is launching. It includes plans to allocate $50 million over the next 10 years to support and scale diverse marketing companies. The Incubator Fund will focus on 3 strategic pillars. Number 1, business development, providing solutions that aid in the long-term growth, brand marketing, and profitability, and enhancing business acumen. Number 2, analytical capability, delivers critical consumer data and insights to ensure and enable measurement opportunities. And number 3, innovative and creative marketing, increasing opportunities to curate and produce custom content development with the unique audiences we engage. During the first year, the Incubator Fund plans to issue awards to 3 organizations with the long-term goal to seek additional opportunities that reinforce our strategic pillars in a scalable way. First, the Incubator Fund will support the National Association of Black-Owned Broadcasters, or NABOB. They plan to increase resource opportunities for their members with guidance on station acquisition and digital sales force development. Second, this fund will support the Black-owned Media Equity and Sustainability Institute, also known as BOMISI. This group will serve underrepresented media owners from all multicultural groups through infrastructure enhancements and total investment with diverse-owned media outlets. And third, the National Minority Supplier Development Council serves as a growth engine for its certified minority businesses to enable members to advance economic equity. And here's some exciting news. I am pleased to announce that together with the council, GM will sponsor business certification and renewal for all attendees of this summit. This includes new and renewal certification. While GM does not require certification for diverse owners, we know that many other advertisers do. So it is our hope that these credentials will open even more doors for you as you grow your business. More Incubator Fund awardees will be announced in 2022, so stay tuned. So what I'm proud of is that our 3 pillars, NABOB hits on all of those. And it's not often that you get an organization who has the shared values that you do. NABOB, pipeline development, ensuring that the members grow. It's not just about one station, it's about everyone, and making sure that success looks like that for everyone. So Jim, tell us about what you all are using your incubator funds for.
Well, thank you. Needless to say, we are very pleased and honored to have been the first recipient of an Incubator Fund grant. As I mentioned briefly, we are doing 3 different things with this grant. First of all, we're going to be doing a webinar series that will be educating owners and prospective owners about buying stations. Interestingly, we have seen some owners who actually could use some advice about how to buy their next station. And of course, we're always being approached by people looking to buy their first station. So we're very pleased to be putting together that program. And what we're going to do there is get a series of experts. We're going to have owners who've actually gone through the whole process, as well as individual experts, attorneys, accountants, financial advisors, brokers, and we'll be doing a series of webinars with those folks, giving advice on the steps you take to begin buying a station. And needless to say, the first step, if you're serious about buying a station, is you should have every one of those people I just named on your team. So that's the first thing we tell people when we're beginning the webinar series. And of course, the second set of webinars will be about digital sales. As we know, every day, digital sales become more and more important. Ashley Smith, NABOB's Director of Marketing and Communications, will be moderating those webinars. And what we know is that digital sales is where all the money is going. Rightly or wrongly, we've got to follow it there. And so we will be educating our folks about the most effective ways that we can get to get successful in digital sales. As I mentioned earlier, we've already got an agreement with Reset Digital that has a big commitment from Verizon Wireless for an ongoing program of digital sales marketing. When I spoke with the representative of Verizon about this, I said, "So how long is this advertising campaign going on?" And she said, "This is not a campaign. This is what we're doing going forward indefinitely." So we're talking about an indefinite relationship. So needless to say, that got me excited. I think that's going to be a long-term possibility for our members to see some real growth in the digital area. So that's going to be an important part of our digital sales training process. And of course, the third thing we're doing is continuing our support of the Media Sales Institute. As I said in my opening comments, I can't say enough about how important that program is, how proud we are at NABOB to be supporting it. And we've seen it's almost 20 years that NABOB's been involved with that program. And we have seen the successful graduates from that program go on to have really successful careers in our industry. And I know some of those graduates are in the room, but I won't embarrass them by pointing them out. But we've gotten some great success in in the people who've come through that program. So, so those are the things that we're doing with the Incubator Fund, and all of it is very exciting for me. I think we're going to be seeing some really positive results from that program.
You know, one thing I would like to commit for next year, I know you mentioned June 23 and how you guys are going to transition to Morehouse, but, you know, building that pipeline with young talent is important, and we also want to do that at GM. But I want to lean in more, me and my team, and I'm going to throw Bree and I out there as well, is we need to do more with those students. We're going to have to come down, do some sessions, and make sure that they also learn from a corporate side about marketing and media. So let's do some things together with that program.
Okay, excellent, excellent. All right, well, needless to say, a new commitment is always exciting, and we look forward. Our partnership with GM has been nothing but exciting so far. You all have been great partners, and hands-on experience at the Media Sales Institute. We look forward to having you there. I think you'll be impressed when you get there at the program that you'll be joining into. It's really an amazing program.
Definitely. And maybe we can steal some of those students over to work at GM as well. So.
Needless to say, and just so you'll know, we get about 20 candidates each year, and at the end of the 10-day program, each candidate must put on an actual sales presentation. We give them real world, you're representing this radio station or this television station or this cable television, because we're training them to sell radio, television, cable, print, and digital. All 5 of these things are on the table for them. So the scenario they're presenting at the end of the 10 days could be any one of those things. Now, we have actual recruiters down there in the room watching them perform, and at the end, the recruiters are encouraged to invite anybody they saw to come for an actual interview with their company. The top candidates in the class get at least 8 interview requests every year. The interviewers are always blown away. Every time we get a new interviewer in there, they say, okay, I got to bring more people with me next year so we can get more of your people recruited to our company. It's been a great success for us, and I think once you get there, you're going to want to be recruiting them for sure. So
absolutely.
Look forward to it.
Definitely.
And the important thing, I guess I didn't say this about the program, is that for a candidate, once you get accepted into the program, all you've got to do is get yourself to Atlanta. We give them room and board for 10 days. All they've got to do is show up and study hard and pay attention in class. And it's been a great success for many of them.
Hats off to you and the NABOB team for that. Now, one thing I did want to speak about, and I always get this question, is how can I learn more about what GM is doing? How can we do business with GM? How do I learn more about the Incubator Fund? And I'm really happy that we have a dedicated website called gmroadtoequity.com. And on this website, we were very intentional about being transparent and providing tips on how to do business with General Motors. And on this website, you can learn more about our Media Summit. There's highlights of the Media Summit. We also ask you to join our Media Summit next year so you can learn how to do business with GM, what are our priorities as an organization, and also to learn more about the Incubator Fund. And we also have the opportunity for a certification, even though GM does not require our media partners to have certification. We know that sometimes that is a cost of entry. And I also know that you all doing great things with the Chamber of Commerce
That's
as
right.
well.
The U.S. Black Chamber now has its own Buy Black certification program. And that program is free. I mean, it's wonderful. As Tarshina mentioned, some of the other programs require you to pay for certification, and people should definitely be doing that as well. But the Buy Black program, which is about 3 years old now, is doing actual certification for free. It's been underwritten by one of their corporate partners. So I urge everyone to definitely get certified with the Buy Black program, as well as following up on Tarshina's offer with the other additional certification.
Yes, if you submit that information on gmroadtoequity.com, you can learn more and submit the inquiry, and our team will actually follow up with you and learn more about the organization, and or if you have a request for our incubator fund or certification programs.
Okay, now, I know you are not involved in actual media, in advertising sales, but you've got folks here at the conference. I want you to identify those folks so people can buttonhole them. Because I know everybody's going to run up to Tarshina and say, Tarshina, what about advertising on my station? So no, don't run to Tarshina. Give them the names of who they should be running to in the room here.
Look, that's what a good partner looks like. And he knows our business well enough. And I'm looking at one right now, Mark. But, you know, within GM, we do work very closely with our gatekeepers, and that is Kiara Densu. And they have been along with us for this journey. And I'm very, very happy to call them a part of our GM family. And that's because they also have shared interest. Right? They're also wanting to ensure that GM does right by the industry and our investment numbers, having the opportunity for incubator funds. So all of my incubator items, I also share with them to make sure it's the right fit. But our partners from Kiara Densu are here. Wave your hands, everyone. Don't be shy. A wonderful and dynamic company to lean into. So.
All right, great. All right, and I think that's it. I think we covered everything we wanted to cover on the incubator program, and I think we'll call it quits there and go on to our next session. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.